Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading, to the season finale of September 2025. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. This is big time for you, okay? Really big time. And I want you to know that we're at the end of the eclipse season, but we're on the brink of a brand new era. You know, we're in the age of Aquarius too. Yeah, I talked about that in a live stream. It's not 100 years from now. It's now. We're in it. We're in it. And this is your big moment, by the way. Curtains are going up for you. They're also coming down. All right. I'm going to explain that in a second. But oh my gosh. I have been talking about out with the old, in with the new for weeks, for months. And this is a big moment of that. And that's what I mean with the curtains coming down and up. And I'm going to explain to you, when you see the concentration of energy just in the first 4 days with you involved, okay, I want you to buckle up. I want you to get some popcorn, get a Diet Coke, sit by the pool. We got to talk, all right? We have to talk. This is going to be a big week for you. This is 2 weeks for you. All right. And so the biggest thing is obviously, just a reminder from last week. Remember, I talked about the outer planets. They're all retrograde right now. And so what you're going within, and they're kind of preventing the inner planets to do their work in a really fun, exciting way. However, what's happening for you, you're going back to the past 2 years of your life with a review this week, and you're going to have a really big review now. All right. Your life is about to radically change, FYI. And it starts on Sunday, September 21st. That's when we have the new moon partial solar eclipse in Virgo at 29 degrees. It's going to happen about 4 p.m. my time. That's Eastern Standard Time. And eclipses are game changers. As you know, they're 100 times the power of a new moon, and they bring enormous change. This eclipse, and when I say that, by the way, they bring change. They put you on the path that you need to be on, whether you want to be there or not. That's eclipses, okay? And remember, they're 6-month cycles, so you're going to see things kind of just pan out for 6 months here. And this eclipse in Virgo is in your 8th house. So out of all the signs, this eclipse happens to be in the 8th house that rules death and rebirth. Okay? Transformation. Yeah. Regeneration. This is big. Now, I really want you to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because you're going to see how you are Marty McFlying your way off a skateboard onto a hoverboard. Your life is changing that dramatically. It starts this day, Sunday, September 21st. This new moon, partial solar eclipse in Virgo, is one of the most loaded, but also one of the most complex eclipses I've seen in years. So I'm going to break it down in bullet points. 1, it's at 29 degrees. All right. So that's a critical degree, an anaretic degree. It's a culmination. Yeah. The graduation. You're graduating. Something's ending. Is with the South Node. That's in Virgo. So something has got to go for something new to be born, for something new to come through. And therein lies the irony. It's a new moon solar eclipse, right? Bringing in this new chapter, opening this new door for you. So it truly is a rebirth here. It's a rebirth moment. It's happening at the same time. Out with the old, in with the new. All right. 2, you already had gotten a glimpse of the changes that you're going through since August 2022. August 22nd. And that's when we had the new moon in Virgo, 0 degrees. Okay. A reset. Yeah. And so that was rare, because it's rare to have 2 new moons in the same sign back to back. All right. Now, this changed everything. Think about your life since August 22nd. You went through a lot, Aquarius. All right. It changed up your daily routines, your lifestyle, maybe some habits, patterns, work. There could have been big changes with work, your responsibilities, your duties when it came to work, maybe your relationships with colleagues, employees. Health matters could have come up, and in all forms, as in burnout. Okay. This is your 8th house. This is requiring change and in a non-negotiable way. All right? Remember, you have Pluto in your sign. Pluto is in Aquarius for the next 19 years. And Pluto is the ruler of the 8th house. So you're getting this change in 2 ways. So far, I'm not done. 3, Saturn. Saturn, your ruler, your traditional ruler, Saturn, who is life lessons, is back into Pisces, as we know, right? As of September 1st. And so the sun and the moon, the eclipse, is going to be opposite Saturn at 29 degrees. That's an opposition with Saturn, the authority. He's got his whistle, the aviators. He's put on the aviators. He's ready. He's rolled his sleeves up. Oh, he really, really wants to be the authority now. All right. So he's going to make you go through change sometimes his way. Yeah. And also means him being an authority around this time of the eclipse. There could be an authority you don't see eye to eye with. And it could be a boss. It could be a father. It could be a father figure. Just think authority. Okay. TSA agent. It doesn't matter. There may be a moment around this time. And I want you to know that. The other thing is, this is your 8th house, wealth building. All right. So you've had money stuff for some time. Okay. And so this could also be an investor, an accountant. It could also be, 8th house is relationship building. And so there could be something here regarding that as well. All right. Now, remember, this eclipse is on the karmic node of fate, and Saturn is karma. So there's a karmic lesson here, a karmic life lesson where you're given new responsibilities as well. Remember, if you pass Saturn's tests, you're rewarded. He rewards you. That's how karma works. But he's going to ask a lot, and he's requiring discipline. All right. Saturn in Pisces is your 2nd house. That rules salary, income, finances. Okay. So you see Saturn opposite the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo in your 8th house of wealth building. You have the 2 money houses in the zodiac wheel, right? Activated. And Saturn is just going to test you around this. All right. Just bear that in mind. So 4, you have to release. There's something you have to let go. I've said this before. This is your 8th house of death and rebirth. You cannot have that rebirth part until you have that death part. Something has got to go. It can be an old pattern, habit, system, old structures, your BlackBerry, your VCR, your ham radio, whatever it is, your MySpace profile. It has got to go. We have got to leave it in the past. Whatever doesn't serve you well anymore. And one thing that you're experiencing, Aquarius, and if you're new to my channel, I'm an Aquarius, so I can attest to a lot of this. If you keep doing things the way they were in the past and feel that it's getting harder and harder and harder, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That is what Saturn's doing right now. He's saying, you got to go this way, or you need a really big hammer to knock down this wall. All right. So if you really want to stay on that path, that's what Saturn's going to do. This is non-negotiable. Something has got to go. No ifs, ands, buts, what's, any of that. All right. That's the other thing. It's an eclipse on the South Node in Virgo, and Saturn is at 29 degrees Pisces, the very last degree of the very last sign. Endings. True endings here, especially for you. Okay? Out of all the signs, this is in your 8th house. And this is for your new beginning. This new path for you. All right? Brand new. And remember, that prison portal is locked in. Out with the old, in with the new. It is locked in, right? You know you're a part of that. Okay? If you don't know what that is, look at any video I've made since March. I talk about this rare grand trine that nobody on Earth has ever experienced. It is that rare. 5, remember what I said last week. Yeah? Every single planet other than Jupiter, I have to be right back. That is my dog barking. Okay. I'm back. So, what I was going to say is that last week, I said that every single planet other than Jupiter between 29 to 2 degrees. So, they're either sitting on or passing through the 0 degree point, the point of reset. So, again, you're getting a major rebirth around this new moon solar eclipse. You are on your path, okay? Path to enlightenment. This is your karmic journey, yeah? For a rocket ship of a new you, of a new path. I mean, you have to see this as a huge blessing. This new moon solar eclipse in Virgo in your 8th house. It's taking you far, okay? I want you to know that. Again, wealth building, partnership, building, deepening relationships. It's your 8th house. You transforming, all right? You have to take that inspired action, though, every day, okay? And I say that all the time. You have to take inspired action. And in order to take inspired action, you have to care about the direction that you're going to go, that you want to go, and how you're going to contribute to the collective. That's not a problem with Aquarians. Y'all rule, we rule humanity, right? The humanitarian. But Virgo is all about service to others. So it's all about being of service to others. And in order to do that, you have to have self-love. So please be kind to yourself this weekend. It is going to be a strong weekend for Aquarians, all right? And I say that with love, all right? And I also say that because I've told you about the lower expressions of Virgo, the South Node in Virgo. It is being self-critical. It's being hypercritical. It's that perfectionist energy. It's being hard on yourself. Please do not be hard on yourself, okay? Now, cross watchers, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your sister or your husband, Robert, your dog, mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces will feel this eclipse the most, okay? I'm throwing you in there too, Aquarius. You have Saturn, your ruler, opposite it, okay? So you and Capricorn. Now, if you, by the way, know your birth chart, if you know your natal chart, then, and this, hey, it does not matter, right? If you have planets, any of them, okay? It does not matter. Planets between 27 to 1 degree in Virgo or Pisces. Because remember, Saturn's there in Pisces. This opposition. If you have a planet right there conjuncting Saturn, then yeah, that's a thing. So you would feel this eclipse the most, all right? I actually did an astro charting course where we walk through the birth charts. I showed y'all, or in that class, how you can see which eclipse, which full moon, which new moon in any year will be the most impactful to you based on your chart, okay? So you can find it on Great Awakener. And thank you for everybody who has signed up for Great Awakener. Very meaningful to me. And we do still have the founding member sale going on all month. It's less than 60 cents a day, 40 cents a day. All right. Now, the other thing is, just to give you some context on this new moon solar eclipse in Virgo at 29 degrees, I told you I'm an Aquarius, I'm a Gemini rising, and I'm a Virgo moon at 29 degrees. Meaning this eclipse happening at 29 degrees in Virgo is right on top of my moon. That would be a conjunction. That would be it. And opposite Saturn. Yeah. So I will let you know how it goes. All right. Now, this is really bonkers because literally 12 hours later, Monday, September 22nd, Mars will move into Scorpio. And so Aquarius, again, I hope you're buckled. I hope you're in one of those cards with 2 seatbelts. Mars in Scorpio until November 4th. Of course, all the fixed signs are going to feel this the most. That is you and Scorpio and Leo and Taurus, right? Mars rules Scorpio. He's at home. It's like Homer coming home. He hasn't been here for many years, 2 years. There's a mariachi band waiting. So buckle up because Mars in Scorpio is intense. Yeah. But when I say intense, you're going to feel this drive. You're going to feel driven like you haven't felt in years when it comes to career and when it comes to fame, when it comes to your reputation, that's the 10th house. Scorpio rules your 10th house. It's very public facing. If you're not here for career, it's just whatever you want to be recognized for. All right. It's honors and it's achievements. It's also social status. It's leadership. So when I say there's that intensity, use that for your ambitions. Okay. Your actions that you take, your passions. That's Mars and Scorpio. All right. Determination cranked up to a whole other level. And so not only is it very career and public facing and honors for y'all, it's also relationships. It's also intimacy. This is Scorpio energy. It's also investments. You already have that. Remember, this new moon solar eclipse happening in your 8th house, that is Scorpio's home. Okay? And Scorpio's modern ruler, Pluto, is in your sign. So do you see how there's kind of like a 3-way tag team as part of your transformation that's happening? That's, again, this is another rocket ship that's about to happen for you. So, and even just gaining power, but just know you're about to go through some major transformation and use Mars and Scorpio wisely. All right. And I just say that because when I say there's an intensity, Mars and Scorpio can be very John Wick or Arya Stark. No mercy. Yeah. Don't hold on to any grudges. That's very Mars and Scorpio. All right. You're going to be fine. Now, literally, and obsessions and things like that, that's Mars. But we'll talk about more when we get to that. Anyway, literally 12 hours after that, around 3 p.m., we move into Libra season. So welcome to the equinox. Happy fall. Happy spring in the southern hemisphere. It has been just like time is speeding up. How are we here? How are we here, right? Moving into October. Now, the equinox, by the way, that's equal day and night, right? Hence, equinox, equilibrium. Hence, Libra season, balance, right? So focus on that balance, and that's emotional, spiritual, that's even moral and ethical. That's that Libra energy, all right? So this is going to be a really big time for you because Libra rules your 9th house of spirituality. So this is really, really great in terms of the next 4 weeks. A lot of focus there. Your perspective, your belief system, inner wisdom, that's all part of the 9th house. It's, think of like ancient philosophers. That's 9th house activity. So a lot of y'all could be focusing on becoming teachers or educators or, role models. Yeah. Or even going back to school. A lot of y'all will be traveling and long distance or meeting people from overseas. The other thing is that the 9th house is publishing and broadcasting. So you could start a podcast. You could start writing a book. You get a book published. Lots happening in the 9th house for you. So this is great. It's really exciting because it's part of your transformation, this shift in perspective that all the planets are even asking of you right now. So you get the benefit of the sun here. The sun is, optimism and opportunities. So really great. And also Libra just represents partnerships and relationships too, and marriage and love and contracts and peace and harmony. So you absolutely feel this. It's really, really, really nice. 9th house, by the way, a lot of y'all may have second marriages. A lot of y'all, there may be some legal stuff. Are y'all going through legal stuff? That's the 9th house, okay? You may have, but now you really, really may. And when I say that, it could be getting a marriage certificate. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like you could, start an LLC, just like, things that have to be legal anyway. So the next thing is that, with that, by the way, I think you're going to be fine. Just harness that energy because when Mars moves into Scorpio, okay, so you see what's happening here? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Well, the last day, yeah, you see it's just this cluster of energy the first few days, no aspects for the rest of the month. But then I'll tell you what's happening on the last day. All right. So Here's the thing. You see Mars square Pluto? You're going to start feeling it right then. Okay? This is just the perfection. So Mars, he's, had a couple Zimas, and he's being a little fired up at this point. Keep that in mind. Squaring Pluto in your sign, Aquarius. We'll talk about it. But the equinox, and this is where this is just, what are the chances? Yeah, it's one of those. Equinox has always represented the beginning and the end of a harvest. Think of ancient civilizations. Everything is cyclical. Yeah. And the equinox is happening at the time Mars is moving into Scorpio, has moved into Scorpio, which I have told you represents death and rebirth. So you have not only, the bundle of planets at that 0-degree point of reset, you have this eclipse that's at 29 degrees, and it's a new moon solar eclipse on the south node, out with the old, in with the new. You have the equinox representing the beginning and the end, and then you have Mars in Scorpio. Yeah? And the eclipse in your 8th house of death and rebirth. And that's just you, Aquarius, no other sign. That's just you. But do you see the pattern here? Tell me if you see the pattern. Yeah. It's not just this big reset for you. All of this, everything here that you see here that we've talked about are happening all within 24 hours of each other, each 12 hours apart. And remember, equinox is equal day and night. So 12 hours each. So notice a pattern of the number 12. In numerology, as we know, well, if you don't, that's why I'm here, cycles. It's completion. It's harmony. It's cosmic order. This is truly a big rebirth moment. So please, FTLOG, do not resist change. You have the eclipse happening in your 8th house of change. You have Pluto, the planet of change, in your transformation in your sign, trining Uranus, your ruler, the planet of change, and Gemini. You're going to go through a lot of change. Just stay true to your authentic self as you create this new reality for yourself as well. Now, Tuesday, September 23rd, you have the sun opposite Neptune. Remember, the sun is still opposite Saturn too. You're still feeling it, okay? So the oppositions, you're feeling it days before, days after, but it's not as strong as Sunday, okay? But you're still feeling it. And the sun will trine Uranus and Pluto, therefore, that's amazing. We'll talk about it. But first, the sun opposite Neptune. This, I really want you to be very mindful, and we could be here for hours talking about it. I'm just going to tell you all you need to know. Ask yourself this day, with any circumstance that you're in, any conversation that you have, any thoughts that you have, am I being real with myself? Done. Easy peasy. Okay. That's the sun opposite Neptune. Okay. Just remember, it's okay to surrender things that no longer serve you well. Neptune can, is retrograde. Yeah. In your 3rd house of the mind. Okay. 3rd house of communication, of launching things, of a lot of creative energy in the 3rd house, but also family energy. You're going through a lot of family stuff, by the way, but family, like siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, also neighbors, and travel. So just bear that in mind, because Neptune is bringing that illusion and deception and misinformation and fantasy. Yeah. Do you only see the good in something and not the full picture? That's the sun opposite Neptune. And you're going to be tested spiritually, because remember, the sun is in Libra in your 9th house of spirituality. So for you, there's almost this, you've got to merge the physical mind, yeah, your 3rd house, and the higher mind, your 9th house. Tap into your spiritual warrior. Just be honest with yourself, and you're going to be fine. Now, the sun trining Uranus and Pluto. Amazing. We have a grand air trine again. Last week it was Mercury. Now it's the sun in Libra. So, and this is happening literally 24 hours to the dot after the equinox. So you've got Uranus and Pluto here in your sign with the sun in Libra. Amazing. There's your breakthrough. It was a big breakthrough, huge, even spiritual breakthrough, breakthrough of the mind. It's 3 air signs. Yeah. It's also you being very social and networking. It's an air trine. And even with just Uranus and Pluto, that's innovation, that's revolution, that's evolution, that's transformation, it's communication. And don't forget, and I told you this last week, and this is why I'm spending a little more time with you, Aquarius. Pluto in your sign, Pluto is out of bounds. He's outside his ecliptic on the south side. All right. It's rare. Okay. It's rare, but it's also extreme. As in, Pluto is a kid with a bottle of ketchup. Nobody's supervising him. He's just doing his own thing, and he's gonna bring change. And he's in your sign. You have this eclipse. You have the equinox. You have everything saying that your life is changing, and you are changing inside out. Okay, I just want you to know that. And you could really feel like you need the biggest breakthrough at this time. Uranus trine Pluto, by the way. Remember, that's part of the prison portal. Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in your sign. In this very auspicious trines work in your favor. It's golden. It's amazing. Okay, it has the nature of Jupiter. And so this is for many years. And there are times where it's really strong. This week, Uranus and Pluto will be the closest that they've been together. And Uranus, the planet of breakthroughs and awakenings, the great awakener, right? The planet even of chaos, with Pluto, the planet of empowerment and transformation. Yeah. But also destruction and breakdowns for breakthroughs, because Uranus is your ruler, right? And y'all have a bond. So you are really going to feel this in terms of having your breakthrough with this grand air trine. Yeah, mental breakthrough. The fact it's happening with your 9th house too. Spiritual, something spiritual, like this big spiritual awakening that's happening for you right this week. Okay. So use this to your advantage. Have your big break. But just remember, you may feel a little, because Pluto's a little out of bounds. It can be a little bit chaotic. Just stay authentically you. Wear your sunglasses at night. Do what you got to do. Aquarians are unique. You got peacocks, in your home. You're Aquarians. We're Aquarians, right? So just keep that in mind. You may be a little living on the edge this week. And don't forget, Saturn is still conjunct Neptune, right? Neptune dissolves, and Saturn is still building that new reality for you. All right. Even though he's in this week, not seeing eye to eye position, he's still in the backdrop making things happen. All right. So with this air trine, your transformation will likely involve some bonding, some socializing, networking, and the fact that you have Uranus and Gemini in your 5th house, you are seeking joy and pleasure. And remember, you got Mars and Scorpio. So a lot of that can be jobs and careers that make you filled with joy. The 5th house is also family, children, true love, romance. So there's a lot of that on the table in Libra season of marriage, right? And love. But there's also contracts on the table. There's a lot on the table for you. Travel, again, is a big thing. Creative projects, big thing. And sex is a big thing, FYI, okay? Bunny stuff. Because the 8th house is also sex. Yeah, Mars and Scorpio, sex. And then you've got Uranus and Gemini in your 5th, sex. The 5th house is also procreation. So that requires bunny stuff, right? Intimacy. Anyway, if you're here for that, you can remember, put this energy into career or creative projects. Now, the other thing is, don't forget, Uranus is going to be active, really, really active. And so this requires thinking outside the box this week. You're going to do it anyway. You're Aquarius, but shaking up routines. That's what this air trine is for, especially with Uranus here. So do different things and be curious about trying new things. Now, Wednesday, September 24th, here's the day. You have Mars square Pluto, okay? So this is happening at 1 degree. This is strong. And it's tangled up with Uranus trining Pluto. Yeah, that's... And let me just tell you right now, Aquarius, Uranus trine Pluto is going to be a big thing for you, all right? Uranus is the unexpected. So there can be some unexpected things happening as well. Now, Mars square Pluto is one of the most challenging aspects out of the gazillion aspects that exist. It's like top 10. And it's like a ghost pepper kick. It has a ghost pepper kick to it. This time around, it's a little bit stronger. Not only is Pluto out of bounds in your sign, but you have, and it's like, what are the chances? The moon in Scorpio this day too. Meaning the moon will conjunct Mars, squaring Pluto in your sign. You just can't make this up. You're going to feel emotionally amped up. All right? Mars is the warrior god. Pluto is the ruler of the underworld. Out of bounds. And they're about to West Side Story. It's a square. They're not seeing eye to eye, and they're the two most powerful planets. And just happen to be Scorpio's rulers. Mars is the traditional. Pluto is the modern. And remember, Scorpio energy can be a little intense. So this can be a time where you may feel a little bit of emotional extremity. There can be some manipulation. There can be some power struggles. You might feel a little bit of a squeeze, especially when it comes to career. All right? Or how you seek career or your reputation on the line here. Okay? And I'm just saying that because you've got Pluto in your sign out of bounds. And that's rare and wild. All right? And remember, we're in this together. Team Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius too. So the other thing is Pluto goes really deep. Remember, he rules the eighth house, and there's a sense of mystery there. There's a sense of depth there. Remember, it's Pluto ruler of the underworld. And so around this time, there may be some things coming to the surface because what's happening is Mars is being very aggressive, right? He's on his fourth oduals. He's poking the bear, which is Pluto in your sign. And therefore, there may be some revelations, things that you've been holding in for a long time. They may come out, okay? Pluto is also very psychological. So there's, again, this is happening under the window of the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo in your eighth house, which is Pluto's home, which is Scorpio's home. So you have this overlap of there's likely something here with a partnership or a relationship. It can be love, it can be business, it can be your best friend, but also money. Okay, so don't forget that money part may be a thing because that's still happening in the background with Saturn and with the eclipse in your eighth. And don't forget Venus, the planet of money, is in Virgo all week. And then your 10th house of career, fame, honors, achievements, your public reputation. Okay? I know, right? I mean, you tell me. It's very, oh no, you didn't energy. That's what's happening around this. Remember, Arya Stark. Yeah, we want to avoid that. Stay frosty, be cool, be like Jon Snow or his sidekick, Richard, or whatever, the guy that read a lot of books. Anyway, he lived too, right? Yeah. This is going to be a week for you. And when I say things coming to the surface, this is Mars and Pluto. So just expect there may be something career related. That would be the top of the line here. All right. And remember, if you're an Aquarius sun, and I've explained this, sometimes some of these aspects, yeah, they're going to have an impact on you, but sometimes they have more of an impact on your world. Yeah. It would be more Aquarius rising, right? That would be you. It would, for if you're an Aquarius sun, it might be, maybe there's something here where, I don't know, the sudden and unexpected thing is that your boss quits on the spot. Yeah, because it's career related, or your agent quits on the spot, and now you're gonna think on your feet, and now you're like, but you owe me all this money and this work or something. There's just bear it in mind. All right, you want to handle this with grace, and you have to channel this energy productively. Remember, Mars is physicality and Pluto's power. Do some kickboxing, okay? Yoga. Do some, play baseball or something. Okay, do some gardening, plant some sunflowers. You want to just use that. You're going to feel this day. That's all I'm saying. You're going to feel this day. So have your transformation, but diplomatically, okay? We are in Libra season, all about peace and harmony. It's in your 9th house of wisdom anyway. You're going to see your perspective is going to shift on a lot of things, but you always want to be the best version of yourself, vibrate at that high frequency. And I said this last month, you're always the same person, right? But every moment that you have is unrepeatable. Everything that you do or say, they have ripple effects. That's what karma is, right? You're on a karmic journey. So you always want to be the best version of yourself. You always want to be in the now, in the present. That's how you connect with your authentic self. That's how you see through your lens, your true lens, okay? The world you want to live in. Because the last day of the month, Aquarius, and you're going to love this. You know Aquarius rules space? Yeah. So you get what that is on September 30th? So you probably heard the news of the comet, 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object in our solar system. It's going to be in the Libra constellation at this point. And on this day, getting really close to conjuncting Mars in Scorpio. So, just letting you know. Just letting you know. And that's the thing. It's technically not a conjunction. It's just going to get really close to Mars. But you see it's getting closer and closer to us. And I talked about this in, my live streams on Great Awakener. I talked about this, how it's not a comet, and it's also not the third interstellar object. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. And there are declassified documents you can look up that there's more. So anyway, thanks so much, Aquarius, for being patient. And that's the other thing. Thank you, because I am still under the weather. I'm still working with my health issues. So thank you for being patient, kind. It has been a wild few weeks, and Ruby as well. It's her health issues, and she's getting, what is it? Echocardiogram. She's one of those. Yeah. That's going to happen. What they say in a few days. All right. So let's get to, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I am getting a lot better, and all your comments mean the world to me. So I really appreciate it. Let's get started, Aquarius. Let's see what is going on for Aquarius. Sun, moon, rising for September 21st to the end of the month. All right, Aquarius. I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. Let me just see. Okay. It offers the best overview. Yeah. And if we need to pull clarifiers, we will. Secondly, Aquarius, y'all, this is definitely going to be a time. And I can tell you right now, I'll give you a little heads up. When we get to October, we are going to have Jupiter trine Saturn. Okay. It's going to happen toward the end of the month. We haven't had that in forever. Jupiter and Saturn trining. Oh, wow. And that links your 6th house of everyday activities and work with your 2nd house of money and income. And Jupiter is luck and good fortune, and expands. And Jupiter is also profit. So really nice. Really nice. Okay, let's get started. Yeah. All right. You got to... This is going to be a week, all right? But you can see you're going to be amazing, right? You got that 5 of Pentacles. Like I said, you could have felt a little bit of a squeeze in terms of money, income, job, things like that, right? So there could have been something there where you felt you've been going through it. And you have. You've been going through some things. And Mars square Pluto, obviously, you And the other fixed signs, Leo and Taurus and Scorpio, will feel that the most, especially you and Scorpio. All right. So there we go. 5 of Pentacles, which is, by the way, a Taurus card. So there could have been a feeling, a feeling where you may have felt not supported. Maybe you felt left behind. Maybe you felt discluded. Maybe you felt that there was some heaviness. Okay. These 2 people are focusing on their plight. They're literally outside a church. You even see the pentacles in the shape of an anchor. It's an anchor of hope. It's a sanctuary. All they have to do is look up. All they have to do is go in. So you have support all around you, Aquarius. All right. Aquarians make the best friends. You know that. But you may have been going through some moments, and there could have been someone in your life that's been holding you back. And they could have been a thing, whether work or home or love. This being a Taurus card, by the way, Taurus ruling your 4th house of home, family, Jupiter and Cancer. Yeah, there could have been some home stuff, but also Pentacles. Of course, money is a big thing happening for you right now that y'all have been going through all year. Yeah, we have. Speaking of money, 2 of Pentacles and the heart of your spread. I don't mind it. Honestly, it's just saying, like, listen, it's like a revolving door and you're in it, but you never get out. You got to get out. You got to get out. All right. And then you're going to be able to figure out which side, right? Street side or store side. I guess it depends on what's on the street and what's in the store. But that's what this feels like. But the good news is you're coming out of that energy. Remember, you have to take that inspired action. You have to look up. You have to go into that sanctuary. And so when you do, that looks really great because it does indicate some opportunities, but it also indicates a little bit of immobility. And remember, I said Libra season is all about balance. The 2 of Pentacles is a card of imbalance. So find that balance when you come out of here. It feels like this new era that you're moving into, there's a little bit of confusion and maybe not so much direction, but at least you're going through the revolving door. At least you've made it there, right? The other thing is what I said about opportunities. Yeah, some of y'all are getting opportunities, and that's your decision, which opportunity to take. For a lot of y'all, it's going to be like maybe even offers that, like assignments like that, like freelance projects and things like that. Yeah, that 10 of Swords here, I don't mind it. 10 of Swords in your challenge area, it's just saying up here, whoosh, let's do it. Okay. Refresh of the mind. Remember what I said. Out of everything that's happening, the majority, this grand air trine, right? You've got the sun in Libra season, right? Up here, your 9th house, well, spirituality, but think of your pineal gland and the higher mind. So the South Node and the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, right? In your 8th house, which is, like I said, very psychological. So there is something here where it's like, let's put it to bed. That's going to balance things out. We're going to move forward. We're past the worst of it. And again, normally I'm a little bit more, but I've been going through it. You know, if you've been a subscriber, or you're a subscriber, you know I've been going through some health issues, a lot of other things that I've been going through it. So I get it, okay? I get it. And I have a lot of Aquarius friends, and I can attest for them too. Now, that's why I'm not, this is why this brings that comfort. The Queen of Swords in your crown, amazing, okay? You making fair, just, right decisions for yourself. That's having your head above the clouds. Neptune has nothing on you this week, right? This is the sword pointed straight to the sky, okay? There's that true perception and being very honest with yourself as well. And so that's why I don't mind this. But what did I say, right? In the beginning, you have to move forward. You have to take inspired action in order to do so. You have to care. In order to care, you have to have self-love. And you have the 7 of Swords in the root of your spread. remember, you also have that Five of Pentacles, right? So this is your card. This is an Aquarius card. But this is what I was saying. Are you being real with yourself? Are you being honest with yourself? So when you look at what's happening here, you have to decide now, like, this is the revolving door, right? That store side, let's say, I don't know, it's the Lululemon, right? And then street side, the Shake Shack, whatever you want. You got to decide, okay? Clarity or a thought, or am I going to stay stuck in this place where, I don't know. And the more that you've got to face some things, right? You got to face some things. Remember, Saturn's going to make you. Saturn is reality checks. He is opposite this new moon, solar eclipse, in Virgo in your 8th. So it's up to you here. All right? But it starts with that self-love. When you have that self-love, you can be honest with yourself. And when I say that, yeah, something in your world, in your life, but if there's something circumstantial, as in maybe you have an intuitive gut feeling about a relationship or something with work or anything else, because this card is associated with deception and lying and cheating and stealing, disloyalty, right? You can't just turn a blind eye. There's a reason why he's stealing the swords in broad daylight. He is meant to be caught. And so be honest with yourself, whether it's with you or something circumstantial, okay? Don't let things just go by. And you do everything that I said, and you got the Hierophant in your future. We gotta see what's that two. What's with that Two of Pentacles? Okay, there you go. You just make that decision and have that balance, and you're gonna see everything. Just that Queen of Pentacles. Wow, 2 queens. I love it. Queens are very, they're leaders, right? They're more intimate than kings. I think you had 2 kings last week, right? They're more public facing. But the Queen of Cups, there you go. There's that self-love. There's that emotional intelligence, this, sharp intuition. This is someone who has a lot of compassion and gratitude and empathy. And so it's almost like everything that you've gone through, you're helping others with it. Remember, service to others. And then there's just a lot of things, how you're contributing to the collective. But again, it starts with that self-love. And so that's really amazing. So once you balance things out, you move into a place where there's a lot more emotional security as well. And then you have the Hierophant. Okay? Amazing. Remember, Libra season, your 9th house. You have the air trine with Libra, right? And even like Mercury's in Libra too. So all of that Libra energy, your 9th house of spirituality, is very divine. He, is like a bridge maker himself. He connects the divine, our physical world. You have the sword pointed straight to the sky, to the divine, to the cosmos, that true perception I was talking about. Really great. This is stepping up. This is eminence. This is leadership. It's also organization. It's also like he loves a crowd, by the way. You got Mars and Scorpio in your 10th house of fame. You see the 2 monks at his feet. This is 9th house activity. This is him imparting wisdom. That's you, based on the experience you went through. Okay? So, and it could be passed, it doesn't have it to your kids, to your students, to your best friends, to whoever. But you are the one that's fulfilled here because you have the keys, right? To all that knowledge. You're tapped in. Let's get to your stuff. You're good, Aquarius. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments, all of that. Yeah. And oh gosh, okay, and I love y'all. Aquarius, Team Aquarius, let's do it, okay? We're gonna do a live stream together. We're gonna do an Aquarius live stream. We are leading the brigade into this new era. I love y'all. All right, so you're good. You're really good. You're actually really good here. So she really saved the day, didn't she? The Queen of Cups, because it's only cups you got. Anyway, and that's emotions and feelings, and like I said, self-love and love and intuition, all of that. 2 wands, really great. Just plan. Plan things. Okay. You have these two cards of duality, these two twos, right? And so it just, again, you're kind of just in place. Yeah. Probably because there's a lot happening. You're like, what is going on? This is really great. He's got the world in his hand. He's made a lot of accomplishments. He's at the top of his castle. He's got, look at the view he has. This is someone who's got a lot of power. Okay. So use it, but plan your next step in a way that it's comprehensive. I know what I want for my future, for my transformation. You got the Queen of Wands out, your third queen. Wow. There's someone, and she's the fun queen. She makes things, she's an entrepreneur too. She's a businesswoman. She's the one that's going to open doors for you. She's in your external factors area. There's something happening here that's magical. The Queen of Wands gets whatever she wants. She's got that charisma. She's regal. She's, everyone gravitates toward her. And she also, by the way, speaking of the sun, you do see the sunflower in her hand and the sunflower is in her throne. No? You see the lions in her throne too, all that passion. But in Wands, right? I talked about Mars and Scorpio for you, that passion. And this is very work and career related. It's Wands, but also just your passions or whatever you're ambitious about. There's the spirit of fire here. But those sunflowers exist in the actual sun card. So she has the powers of the sun, which I told you is optimism and opportunities. And sunflowers, they lean toward the sun. You're moving in the right direction. I love that you have these two together, actually these three together. But the three queens, wow. That's a lot of really nice feminine energy. That's a really, again, a lot of emotions here that you're moving into, okay? This is being hard on yourself, but then there's this self-love and this divinity and this law of attraction. When that happens, when you're at that high frequency, you get what you want and doors open and you see you're attracting someone who is an attractor. Ace of Pentacles. Go get it. It's yours. New path, new job, everything. Money. That's a big thing for you. That's what you want. That's what you want. Have that clarity, right? Make good, sound decisions, judgments, all of that with that Queen of Swords. And then the Four Wands. There you go. You get it. You get it all. The Four Wands in your final outcome. A card of celebration, a card of marriage, a card of union, a card of getting your dream job, a card of having a baby. This is a card of milestone. It's a hurrah card, the huzzah card. It's great. It's great. You're absolutely good. But you have to, have that moment. Don't get stuck in that revolving door. It does look like there's opportunities. And then this is just such a great lineup here. But do you see the journey? Do you see the progression? It's like your spread tells this really amazing comeback story, right? It's a really nice when you move in this direction and then your final outcome is freedom, feeling free. Compared to that, that's amazing, Aquarius. Anyway, y'all are amazing. Next week, next week, we're going to talk about October. October is a big month. There's a lot happening. We do have a new moon in Libra. Y'all going to travel next month? Some of y'all are traveling. You got a lot of travel stuff happening next month. But don't forget, you have so much career stuff. Anyway, and money stuff. And then, second spread. We're going to do a spread just on the eclipse. I want to isolate this eclipse that's in your 8th house of death and rebirth and transformation and wealth building and partnership and deepening relationships. And the 8th house is it's loans and taxes and inheritance, investments. So that's another thing about this new moon solar eclipse for you. Okay. So remember, when I say wealth building, that's more not money you earn, but you do have Saturn and Pisces again in your 2nd house, and the North Node is there, and that's money you do earn. And with Mars and Scorpio, that's like a rocket ship with boosters in your 10th house of career and fame. And then you've got Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion and good fortune, in your 6th house of work. So you're all set up, and you even see the direction. Again, you see the direction you're going. You're good. You're absolutely good. Yeah, so tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join really good and legendary members. We have so much fun. Aquarius, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, this is what happens when you're on a lot of medication, but we're almost out of it. But thank you again, y'all, and I will see you next week. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.